Hi, I'm Assemblymember Robert Carroll, and I represent the 44th Assembly District in Brooklyn, New York.
My name is Brooke Sicignano. I am 15 years old. I live in Queens.
Like my parents, I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. I went to my local public school, and by the time I was in first grade, I couldn't read at all.
I started to shut down and make myself invisible. I would always hide in the back of the class. I wouldn't raise my hand at all.
My teacher called my mother in. You need to get your son tested.
He told my parents that I have dyslexia.
For the rest of grammar and middle school, I went to a school that specialized in teaching kids who were dyslexic, and it worked.
And I've been doing great ever since. I'm a straight A student.
Brooklyn and I don't just share dyslexia. We both share that we were lucky. There's so many kids in our public schools here in New York City. Their parents don't have the means to spend thousands of dollars to get them evaluated. We know that if we identify a child who is dyslexic by the time they're in the second grade, and then we intervene with the proper instruction, that it is much cheaper and easier to get that child up to grade level. The New York City public school system does not do the appropriate screening or intervention for the 1 in 5 students who suffers with dyslexia.
The sooner you get them tested, the sooner you can change their life.
There are more dyslexic students in the New York City public school system than the entire public school system of Houston or Philadelphia. So why in our local public schools, when we know that 20% of the kids are going to struggle to learn how to read through a balanced literacy approach, that we don't add another arrow to the quiver of our classroom teachers and reading interventionists by having them use multi-sensory phonics-based approaches? We know that for 20% of the kids, it's the only way they're going to learn how to read. We know it also helps kids who are English language learners. So when we're talking about New York City, we might be talking about 40% of the population. 7 states currently screen kindergartners or first graders for dyslexia. Brooklyn and I are calling on the governor, the mayor, the chancellor, and the legislature to invest the resources in making sure every student is evaluated for dyslexia and that teachers are given the proper training to teach those students.
Please sign our petition. Every child has the right to get a quality education in New York City.